So last video we got this thing for free. Got back home and we found that the starter was not working. So we fixed the starter up, got that working. The engine turned over, but the carburetor was absolutely horrible. So we tore apart the carb, got that all cleaned out the whole fuel system, put some fresh gas in it, and this thing actually fired up for the first time in like 15 years. You can see last registered in 08. So we got this thing running good, but we found out that the steering was broken on it. So you can see the jet does not move with the steering. So we found out that the cable was broken going from the handlebars down to the jet down here. So we ordered one of those up. We're gonna install that today and hopefully take this thing for the first ride. We also got some new trailer tires. These are just horrible, all dry rotted, barely hold air. And we got some paint for the trailer as well. I wanna see how this thing cleans up too. So we'll get the pressure washer out, try to get this thing cleaned up, and attempt to drop it in the water, see what happens. So it'll be interesting to see if this thing floats today, if it moves, and if it doesn't, we'll go through it again and see what's going on. But that'd be amazing if this thing actually moved on the water today. So let's start digging into it and start fixing this thing up. Looks like a storm's rolling in. Alright, here comes the rain. Alright, so here's the new steering cable here. We'll install that. So it looks like the ends are basically the same on both sides, which is interesting. So I don't think it matters which way it goes. So here is the end that broke off. So we can fish that through. It looks like it goes underneath the engine there. And right there is where it bolts onto. And then back here, looks like it goes right to here. So, I think first thing we're gonna do is detach this. And then we can try to get this thing out of here. 8mm. I believe you can get off of here. We'll see. Alright, now we get that off. Now we have to reach way back here and try to get that nut off back there. We loosened the nut up from the inside of the ski here, and now this one's coming loose pretty easily. Let's see it. So that's good. Sorry, it's kind of hard to see, but you can take off this end here. That's how we're gonna get it through. So this twists off. The little nut twists off. Actually, you might not even need that to twist off. Let's see. Yeah, let's twist that nut off there too. That little nut comes off. That holds that in place. And there's some rubber grommets on the shaft. Come off there. A piece came off. Now this nut should come off of here. Hopefully. And there's a washer behind the nut that can come off as well. And this whole thing should pull through. There's the nut. Alright, washer. And this whole thing should pull out of here. Let's see. Yep. Now, alright, that's out. We can install the new one now. Here, you can see there's some gasket maker on there already. We're going to be using this 3M. This is marine grade sealant. So we're going to apply a little bit before we put the other steering cable in. So we can just put a little bit on there. Kind of hard to see. There's a little bit. Go even all the way across. It's hard to get a finger back there. We don't want that leaking at all. Alright, that looks pretty good. New cable. This is the washer that goes on the inside. So we can put that on the inside of there. That washer will press against the inside of the ski. Alright, that looks pretty good. Alright, new cable routed underneath the engine there. It's coming out right here. So now this can go right, you can see it right through that hole right there. And we'll just push it all the way in. Just like that. You can see it's coming through on this side right here. Alright, we got the cable hooked up way up there. It's way up there. Kind of hard to get to. And then we've got that going back here. So now we can hook up the back out a little bit. You want that to be centered. So like right there, it looks pretty good. I'm going to screw on this nut here. Little lock nut. And then screw on this one. Let's see. One more screw in. Lock that down. Let's see where we're at here. That's kind of going to be where we're at right there. So it's going to be like right there. And the handlebars are pretty straight here. Right there looks pretty good. Make sure everything's straight over here. I mean, it's pretty close. We'll have to play around with it a little bit too. to get it perfect, but screw that in now. Alright, that's tightened down, looking good. Jet is perfectly straight out. Handlebars are perfectly straight. Let's see if the steering works now. Looks like it's working to me. Cool. Alright, steering's fixed. Nice and smooth up here. Looking good. Alright, now that we got the steering working, I want to check and see if the oil pump is working on this thing. So this has the oil tank right there, and what happens is, as you rev this thing up, the oil pump pumps oil into the carb. So if we can take off that line right here, we should be able to see oil pouring out of it when we rev this thing up. So there's a little nipple that attaches to right there. It's kind of hard to see right there. Little brass nipple there. Yeah, oil's pumping out of it. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. See that? Some oil on my finger. So oil is definitely pumping. Alright, the bilge pump was sitting right down here. We got this clamp off of it, and now we can disconnect it from this hose here. I want to make sure that's working just in case we do have a leak. This will pump it out automatically. It looks like it's pretty dirty, so let's try to clean that up and make sure there's power going to it. Alright, got that cap off of here. We're going to clean out those little cracks in here. That's what sucks up that water. And if this one's an automatic one, what it does is there's something inside of here that when the water reaches a certain level, it will automatically turn on. So what we're going to do is pour some water on it and just see what happens. Nothing's happening. Alright, we got it disconnected from the hose. Let's just dunk this in some water. See what the heck happens here. Nada. Yeah, we're not getting anything. We're gonna check the power going to it. There's a fuse right here. And there's a black wire right here. Alright, we should have 12 volts going to it. Wonder if it has to be on the machine. We're not getting anything. Alright, we'll try to turn the machine on and just see if we're getting voltage. Turn this to on. Nothing. Appears that we're not getting voltage anywhere, which means we're not getting voltage from this area right here. Let's see what's underneath here. Click. Goes all up here good. All right, we're directly hooking 12 volts up to it, to the pump. All right, nothing happened there. Let's dunk that in some water. So, we'll probably have to go without the bilge pump today, unfortunately. Alright, so unfortunately the bilge pump doesn't work, so if this thing takes on water, there's no way of getting it out, which is unfortunate. I should have ordered one up, but yeah, I don't think we're getting power to it anyway. So something's going on with the electrical. So yeah, hopefully we don't sink to the bottom of the lake today. Kind of risky. Alright, I noticed there's a big nest in the seat. Try to get that out of there. This is for venting, so we need that clear. Get rid of all the exhaust fumes. All right, a couple acorns in there. Mice were living it up inside that seat. All right, you got a couple new wheels for this thing. So these were like $44 at Fleet Farm. 5-bolt pattern. So hopefully those are the right ones. Just absolutely horrible. You can see all the cracks in them. It's all dry rotted. The impact to take them off. I doubt it. Oh yeah. Hey, they fit. Surprisingly, they weren't that low on grease. At least this one wasn't. Alright, we got everything taped off here. We're gonna quick spray the trailer using some Rust-Oleum enamel. See if that works. Brand new trailer. Look at that. Looking good. New wheels, new paint. Alright, I think this thing's all ready to go. We got a spare spark plug we're going to put in here, just in case. We got a rope. We've got the registration card. So we're going to start this thing up one more time, make sure it starts good, and then we'll hit the road. See if this thing moves in the water for the first time in 15 years. Alright, started right up with no choke, so I think we're good to go. Almost forgot the most important thing. Drain plug. Alright. Now we're good to go. Alright, let's see if she floats here. So far, so good. Let's open up the seat, see if there's any water in it yet. Alright, no water in it yet. Sounds like we're not getting fuel. Let's see if we can put any water in here. It's watertight. Alright, it keeps on running out of gas. If you choke it, it works for a little bit. Huh. looks pretty dry. That's good. We definitely need a carb kit though. Can't believe that's watertight after 15 years. Not bad. water drains out. Nothing. That is watertight. Impeller still looks perfect in there. Yeah, so our steering repair worked really well. Well, first ride went way better than expected. I actually revved out and I was able to ride this thing for like 2 hours. And at one point, when this thing ran perfectly for 30 minutes straight, and then it started having those gas problems, which I think is the carburetor diaphragm. It was a little bit worn out, so I'm guessing that wasn't sucking in enough gas at some points. So probably needs a new carb kit, but to fix that, all I did was pull the choke up for a brief second, push it back in, and then it would rev out again and continue running good. So it wasn't a huge issue. I was able to combat it by doing that, but obviously to fix it completely, it'd probably need a new carb kit. But otherwise, it was running great. It was shooting water out of here, and it was hot, so that was good. Water was coming out of there. Impeller looks perfect still. I didn't hear any noises coming from the engine or the impeller area. Everything looks clean. We didn't have any water in the ski at all. So this thing is watertight. That's just for me cleaning it. There's a little bit in there, but man, it's completely watertight. So I'm really happy with that. That thing came open when we were riding it, but I just can't believe how well it ran after sitting 15 to 20 years. Just crazy. And it cleaned up pretty good too. Retro colors came back. I think if we use some boat cleaner on this thing, really buff out, it looked pretty sharp. Alright, it's starting to turn brown. A little bit on the lean side, and I'm guessing that's because we weren't getting consistent gas the whole time. A lot of times I had to pull the choke to get that to fire back up. So it was kind of constantly running out of gas. I'm guessing that's why that plug looks like that. I mean, it's not horrible. It's not completely white or anything. But I think with that new carb kit, it'll help a lot. Check the other one. This one's the same thing. We're at like a grayish brown color at the tip. I'd like it to be a little bit more brown. Looking down here at the filter, looks like there's plenty of gas in the filter. So, we're definitely getting gas. But I might not be pumping it to the carb consistently, like I said before, because obviously when you pull the choke in, it allows more gas in. And it was running a lot better when you did that and then pushed it back in. So I know it's not getting enough gas to the carb. Yeah, this one's pretty much done. So I'm gonna order up a carb kit for it. And this thing will be good to go. So hopefully you guys enjoyed picking this thing up for free, fixing it up, getting it running, and taking it for the first ride. Not very often you get something for free and it actually works. I was really happy we didn't sink this thing today. Could have easily happened. Always a risk when you take one of these things out. And without the bilge pump, it was a little sketch. But turned out to be pretty good. I was expecting the worst, and was actually a great running ski. So I could not be happier with it. So hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Stay tuned for next video. And until next time, we are out.